With Biloxi, the Golden Nugget Casino, and a good time behind us, we again found ourselves in shallow water, about 5.5 foot. But we were underway and feeling pretty good. We made our way down the Pascagoula shipping channel. Petit Pois anchorage. It looked a bit sketcy to us, but the captain said it was okay, so we dropped the hook about an eighth of a mile offshore. But we were still only in 3 to 4 foot of water. It turned out to be more like an open roadstead. Late in the day, a bit of waves started picking up and running, and we got bounced around all night. As we were planning for our next anchorage, active captain pointed out a very well protected small harbor called Aloe Bay on Dolphin Island. It really looked good, so we headed toward that. We went in, but talk about small and totally surrounded by docks that were private. We actually went aground in the area that the active captain said was a good place to anchor. I suspect the reviewers of this bay only had small fishing boats. So we aborted and headed back out. We found the next anchorage was a bit over an eighth mile north of Fort Morgan on Bon Secours Bay. This also looked to be an open roadstead, but it turned out to be much better than the last one. We got our anchor set in a bit over 6 foot of water and spent a very nice, quiet, restful night. In the morning, we headed back into the shipping channel to continue our easting.
Well, we came into the Wharf marina, and one of the things that made this unique is it's actually more of a destination than just a marina. We always love to see a burger joint at the top of the dock where you bring your boat into, but beyond that, it has a whole town associated with it, sort of like a beach town. We didn't realize this is actually on an island. This is the only place that we've been to so far that has bunches of fine dining, like right at the head of the dock, and a Ferris wheel that you can take a ride on, a multiplex cinema where you can watch movies, and as I said, just a bunch of places with some great food. Even the Bimini restaurant right at the top of the dock has not just hamburgers, but hamburgers that have been smoked in a hardwood smoker, so they are really delicious. They have a free light show that takes place on that main street.
Once we pried ourselves away from the Wharf Marina, we made a very short hop to a little place that a couple people had told us about called Ingram Bayou. Our plan was to anchor for the night. We were thinking we were going to meet up with some friends a little further on down the road. However, it was so nice. We wound up staying a full week. It was so peaceful and calm, we just loved it. The one small downside was there was mosquitoes. I didn't get bit, but Jill got bit quite a bit, and I suspect at different times of the year it might make it impossible to stay here. It took a lot of effort, but we did manage to convince ourselves to pry out of the anchorage and start moving once again. We stopped at another marina for one night. It was a motorhome park also, so we got to swim in the swimming pool, which was very refreshing. While we were there was a dry brush area in the backyard, and it looked like somebody had thrown a cigarette out the back, and there was a fire. It took out a car, a truck, and a couple boats. Little excitement for the day. From there, it was another short hop to a small anchorage called Fort McCree. It's a temporary spot, and this was one of the really nice spots that the active captain pointed out. Almost an island that separated it from the main channel, and it was well protected, excellent holding, and white sand beaches all around. From Fort McCree, we were invited to take a temporary spot at the guest dock of Ingram Bayou Marina on NAS Pensacola. We are only able to access this very nice marina because we're being sponsored by Wilson Fry, who is a retired Navy officer. He keeps the North Sea there of his own. What a great time seeing another North Sea and exchanging ideas, and on top of that, the Naval Aviation Museum. And at the guest dock, we got our very own Blue Angels show almost every other day. As I said, the Naval Aviation Museum is here. What a flood of memories it brought back to me. There was even a plane that I used to work on hanging there. I could live in this place. And on top of that, I even got to fly the 3-axis F-18 trainer. And oh, by the way, yes, it can go inverted. So as this month comes to a close, this is where we're at. And we're still waiting on a bit of bad weather to pass us by before we make our next move. And we'll report then.